The Rover 75 was the last throw of the dice for BMW's interest in the British Rover car company. They'd invested millions and millions of pounds in developing this car to replace the aging 600 and 800 series. So this car was desperately needed by Rover showrooms to create more interest. It was designed to be the best front-wheel drive car in the world, to take on the likes of BMW's 3 Series, Audi's A4 and the Alfa 156. In reality though, it never quite succeeded. And now that this car's been on the market for 3 years, and with price cuts across the board, these are getting seriously cheap cars, but depreciation is a problem. Now, Gareth, you've already expressed reservations about the Rover 75 before you've even driven it. Now you've got a chance to sit in it and have a drive of it. What are your first thoughts on this car?
My first thoughts are I don't particularly like this car. I wouldn't expect this car to even compete with the likes of Jaguar or BMW for that matter.
I mean, it's funny you say that because that's exactly what this car was designed to do. As I've already mentioned before, it was designed to compete with BMW and Audi and Mercedes-Benz, but it falls way short, doesn't it?
It does definitely fall way short. I couldn't see a family riding around in this car at all.
So Gareth, the second of our 3 cars is the Rover 75, 2-litre V6 Classic. What's your honest opinion on this car?
Well, I can safely say, Ian, that my opinion of this car hasn't changed since I first clapped eyes on it earlier on.
I mean, you weren't keen on it when you were driving it, were you?
No, not at all. The steering's very vague. You don't really get proper feedback from the road. It's probably the closest to driving a bus, I'd imagine.
Do you think you're just too young for this sort of car?
Yeah, definitely too young. I think another 20 years and I may settle down to driving something like this, but in the meantime I could not see myself behind the wheel of this car.
And depreciation is a big problem on a car like this, which is worrying.
Yeah, it's definitely worrying if you're going to spend the best part of £12,000 on a car. You want it to be worth something at least when you finish using it.
So the Audi A3, definitely preferable over this?
Yeah, definitely preferable
All right,
over this.
chance for you to drive the 3 Series Coupe coming up soon. Also, the Car Doctor to come in part 2, that's all on the way.